What's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. Remember last month we talked about the Mississippi mothership? Well, after looking at that video, I received many more videos of what looked like large crafts in the nighttime sky. Guys, after analyzing this video footage, there's no doubt that we have visitors in the skies of Earth, and they like to drive really big vehicles, as you're easily going to see in this video. After posting the Mississippi mothership video that was out of Smithdale, Mississippi, not long after posting the Mississippi mothership video, I received video footage out of Brook, Mississippi, Kentwood, Louisiana. All of these people apparently saw what looks like the same very large craft in the nighttime sky. Then I've received footage out of France, Alberta, Chattanooga, Tennessee, and Kentucky. Two of the videos that you're about to see are from last night, and I think the viewers saw the same craft thousands of miles apart. We're going to start the first of these 7 examples of what look like large ships in the nighttime sky down here in Smithdale, Mississippi. This is where it all began just a few weeks ago. Video footage sent in by Pamela Stevens, March 20th of 2025. All the videos you're about to see here, I've converted into a 4K format. This is the video footage out of Smithdale. This object was stationary in the nighttime sky. These people were very taken back by this object. They described it as looking like a triangle craft, a very big triangle craft, just sitting in the sky above Smithdale, Mississippi, which is a very rural area. Here it is slightly modified. You can see all the lights blinking on the craft. You can totally tell that they're part of something larger. And coming up here in just a couple of seconds, I took a still image, drew some lines on the lights that were in the sky above Smithdale, and it formed what looked like this right here, a diamond in the sky, which looks similar to this big craft right here, a diamond in the sky, and then some smaller ones around it. That's what it looked like in the sky above Smithdale, Mississippi. Okay, here we go. Going from Smithdale to Brookhaven, Mississippi. This video has a backstory that was sent in by Henry, and the location was less than 20 miles away from Smithdale. And here's the email from Henry. He goes on to say, "Hi, Michael. I saw your video about the UFO in Mississippi. My wife and I had a very similar experience on a very cold night in early February of 2021. Here's what happened. We live in the wooded outskirts of Brookhaven, Mississippi, not far from the latest sighting in your last video. I was outside working on something, and I heard a very faint hum that sounded like it was getting closer. After a few minutes, I realized there really was something getting closer. It was coming from the north. Then over the treetops, I saw a bunch of blinking lights coming directly at me. It was a line of what looked like haphazardly blinking lights. I couldn't make out any form to it. I realized I didn't have my phone with me, so I ran in the house for it, yelling at my wife to come see this. We ran out the front door as it was passing directly over our house. We ran to the back of the house, and I started videoing with my phone. As it passed over the house, it took a turn to the west. And notice how he emphasizes it. He's referring to it as a singular object. He goes on to say it passed over the house, took a turn to the west, and continued until out of sight. We couldn't make out any shape, but the lights stayed together on every single turn. My estimation on size was maybe 100 feet long by 50 feet wide. To us, it didn't look very high above the treetop. We are well away from any city lights, so it's very dark out here. It was moving at a pretty slow speed too, maybe 15, 20 miles an hour. He goes on to say, I checked the internet and social media the following week, and nothing about anyone else seeing this but he and his wife. And here we go, video by Henry and Casey, once again from a very rural area in Mississippi. This was making a humming noise, and they referred to it as it multiple times as if this were one large object. This is in 4K. The entire video is not in 4K, but I did convert this video footage that was shared with me to 4K format. Notice the lights moving through the sky very quietly. They seem to be moving together, and he said in the email, anytime these lights turned, they all turned together as one. And coming up right here, you're going to see what looked like a version of the Phoenix Lights, the incident that occurred out here in Arizona when people saw the big row of lights in the nighttime sky that formed a giant triangle. So this is not unheard of. And going down the road about 30 miles to the south to Kentwood, Louisiana, where yet another what was being described as a giant triangle in the nighttime sky. Video footage sent in by Wadham, 1984. Again, this first segment has narration. You're going to hear them describe what looks like a huge triangle in the nighttime sky. Check this out.
Me and Julie seen before. Dude, that's huge. It's a triangle. See it?
Uh-huh.
As you heard right there, two witnesses describing a huge triangle in the sky. I know it looks like random lights. This video segment right here is in 4K format. That was as much as I could pull forward. Obviously, I was looking for edges, any type of recognizable features on this thing. You can see the lights, and they do appear to be attached to something larger that's more stationary in the sky because the lights are blinking in the same place. They're not moving, and when they are moving, they're all moving together. I've got this part in fast forward for presentation purposes, as you can see the lights moving together in unison. I've got more video footage of what appears to be large crafts in the nighttime sky. Here they're a little different color. Again, this is down in Kentwood, Louisiana. Now they're that light orange color like we saw up in Brookhaven. I mean, these people were very taken back by what they were seeing in the sky, and these folks don't know each other. But they appear to have seen the same thing. There's something in the sky above Mississippi, Louisiana, that's apparently down here on a semi-regular basis. Obviously, it's not being seen all the time, but between 2021 and 2025, 3 different people in 3 different locations inside of a 40-mile radius saw this massive craft in the nighttime sky, moving very quietly, moving very slowly above Mississippi and Louisiana. There's very clearly mysterious activity in the skies above Earth. These are not airplanes, they're not helicopters, they're not drones. These things are just kind of semi-stationary in the sky, and you can tell they're attached to something larger. Exactly what? It's difficult to tell because it's at night. We're looking at a pitch black sky, but the lights are showing up perfectly. Again, this is in 4K format, this segment here. All of these segments here of all the videos that were sent in, I converted to 4K format. For presentation purposes, I was trying to pull forward any possible features, but these things are very stealthy. Obviously, they're probably the same color of black as the nighttime sky, I'm assuming. I don't know because we don't see a definitive edge. Going now up to Chattanooga, Tennessee. Check this out. Video footage sent in by Dale from February 28th of 2025. Watch right over here. You're going to see a stationary craft just sitting in the nighttime sky. I'm going to zoom in for a much closer look, and as we get closer, you could clearly tell that these are attached to something larger that's stationary in the nighttime sky. Check that out. And when they do move, they're moving together in unison as if they're attached to something larger. Wow. And these lights are more than likely on the corners of an object over there that we just simply can't see. But there's something there in the sky above Chattanooga, Tennessee. This next video is out of Campbellsville, Kentucky. This video is from last night, sent in by Heather. You're going to see another video from across the Atlantic Ocean from France that appears to be this same object right here. And it too is a collection of lights like we saw in Mississippi, like we saw in Louisiana, like we saw in Chattanooga. You're going to see in France. They move together in unison as if they're attached to something much larger. Guys, we have company in the skies above the earth. That's all there is to it. I've seen one of these by accident. I wasn't even looking for it. I was sitting outside very early in the morning back in 2018, and one flew right over our location. I saw it. It was only visible for maybe a second and a half, but it was massive. About that big right there. It was a very large, what looked like a boomerang craft going across the Atlantic Ocean to Aries, France. Check this out. Video footage just sent in by Angel from last night, 4/8 of 2025. Notice the similarities to the video that we just saw from Kentucky? It's the same thing. The lights are about the same size, they're about the same distance apart, and they look like they're attached to something larger. The next photos coming up, you can clearly tell there was something in the skies above Alberta, Canada, right here. Check this out. Photos sent in by Karina Watson from 4/8 of 2025. Is this the same thing? Are you serious right now? You can't make this stuff up. And she's from a very remote location up in Alberta. Look at the 4 points of light in the sky, just above the clouds. They too look like they're attached to something larger. You can almost see what looks like the bottom side of a larger craft up in the sky. And the points of light are just simply points of light on the corners. Who knows? Maybe it's its power source. Here's another format where you can kind of see vague lines moving through the center of that photograph right there. Incredible. Incredible. Again, you can't make this stuff up. Great job, guys. You are wide awake and on the ball. Once again, 7 locations spanning several thousand miles apart from each other of what appear to be massive motherships in the skies above planet Earth. Thanks for watching. Have a super day and be safe out there.